bringing you the best in country and Irish music. This is your station, irishcountrymusicradio.com.
Yeah, there we have it now. That is Hey Soul Sister, and that was Mr. Simon Casey singing. And would you believe it, we're going to have Mr. Simon Casey talking. Well, hopefully we will anyway. Hello there, Simon.
How are you doing, Seamus? How's tricks?
Not too bad at all, not too bad at all. And how are you getting on?
All nice down in the sunny southeast.
Yes, yeah. Well, we get one extra day of sun in the sunny southeast. That's why we're able to call it the sunny southeast. But
lovely. You know what? There's one place I love, and it's County Wexford. I have to say that my brother lives down, so I've spent many summers down there over the years. You know.
Yeah, I know it's a fabulous spot. I have to admit, like, that it is a great spot. I mean, there's so many beaches, so many mountains. Yeah. Everything is there. You know, I mean, there's great stuff like to be looked at and seen and everything else. And yeah, actually, by the way, when I think of it, I'll come back to it there in a minute. Never mind about me talking about the tourism and all that. I'm not here to promote tourism in County Wexford or the sunny southeast. No. There's enough lads being paid good money to do that. I'm here to have a chat with Mr. Simon Casey. So,
well, listen, I'm delighted to be here, and good evening to all the listeners. I'm delighted to finally get to chat to you, Seamus. I know I've met you on several occasions at different concerts and charity concerts all over the country over the years, but it's great to be a guest on your show tonight.
Oh, well, thanks very much for well, it's a privilege to have you on. But now this wouldn't be your first day out on the scene. Like, I mean, you've done a lot of music over the years, Simon, and if I remember rightly, you would have been in a sort of a boy band, would it be the handiest way of saying it, the Church Mice, would that have been, or were you in music before that? That would have been back around the turn of the millennium, would that be right? Yeah,
I suppose it would have started with me, I suppose I never did musical theatre, but I certainly did drama classes years ago, and from that we kind of progressed on to, many years ago, the John Player Tops. I don't know if you remember that, Seamus.
I do.
We used to do shows on that, and that kind of really gave me the bug for performance, you know, and from that then, you know, in 5th year or 6th year in school, we formed a band, and that band became Church Mice. So that was kind of myself and 4 other guys from Clara and County Offaly. And I wouldn't say we were a boy band because we all played our own instruments and all the rest. But certainly at the time we had a couple of top 30 hits at the time, and it was a great time for live music because we kind of came into it early, and we kind of did the college scene, and we did the festivals, the small festivals and the big festivals. You know, even at a very early age, we kind of got a couple of very, very lucky breaks. You know, so it definitely gave me the bug, Seamus, to try and go on and develop it as my profession, you know.
And then, of course, you came to nationals. Well, I mean, I know the Church Mice because you would have toured a lot, and Come Up and See Me, Make Me Smile was one of your hits.
That's right. Yeah.
See, I have not too bad of an old memory.
That's gas, yeah.
But then you kind of came to national TV stardom, shall we say, when you got into the final of Eurostar, if I'm not mistaken, back there around about the turn of the millennium.
I'd say, like, you know, with Church Mice, that kind of would have fizzled out a little bit in 2001, you know. And so we kind of just did the pubs, myself and one of the guys from the band. We did a kind of a 2-piece, and that was absolutely flying at the time. And then I got a call to say, like, would I be interested in maybe giving this Eurostar competition a go. I hadn't a clue what it was about. All I knew was that the winner of the show would go ahead and represent Ireland at the Eurovision. So I didn't know what to expect, you know, but I little did I realise it was going to be such a massive show, because I suppose it was the very first reality TV show in Ireland, you know, and it was the very first time that that the general public could actually vote for whoever they wanted to win a competition or whatever. So it took the country by storm, Seamus, you know, it really did take the country by storm, and everybody just went mad voting and spending money and all the rest, and it was just, you know, but it really took the imagination of everybody, and still to this day, you know, it's amazing the amount of people that still talk about Eurostar, you know, so it definitely did me no harm anyway, you know.
Well, yeah, I would have known, about Church Mice, and then I would have seen you in action on the Eurostar as Simon Casey then, and I was very impressed, by the way. You have a great voice, I have to say that much for you. But and then after Eurostar, what way did things progress then as such?
Yeah, well, myself and Mickey Hart got into the final, and he went on to represent Ireland at the Eurovision, but with a really good song called "We've Got the World." I'm sure everybody knows that song at this stage. But I was very lucky, I suppose, even before the concert, before the final night, the week of the final, I signed a record deal with Universal Music, and that gave me, no matter what happened, I knew on the night then, no matter what happened, I had something to fall back on and something to look forward to, and I ended up doing 2 really beautiful albums with Universal, so that kind of spanned with Universal. I stayed with them for about 6 or 7 years, and then from that I kind of just went on independently, and the whole, my whole career just kind of began to develop, really, I suppose, when I went independent, when I started to make my own decisions and all the rest, because I suppose when you're involved in a record company, you're kind of told what to do, and you can't do this, you can't do that, you can do that, you know what I mean? So I always found myself that I like to make decisions for myself and all the rest. So I actually went on and started to bring out a few songs independently, and actually got into the corporate end of the business, which I found at the time was very good, and that led into the wedding business. And ever since that, really, I suppose, over the last 12 years, Seamus, we've been absolutely flying. We've been very, very lucky, so it's been really, really going well,
Yeah, I know all about you on the wedding scene anyway, because I've been stood by the side of the stage, ready to start a disco, and you'd be told, he'd be starting there around 12 or 1:15 or whatever, and around about 12:30 or 1:15, Simon Casey is still hopping away there and bursting out of it, and I'll have, say, Footloose ready, or I could even have AC, whatever it is, I'll have ready, and next thing, for God's sake, he's going to play that. And you're there and you're shouting at the boys, would you ever tell that so-and-so to get off the stage and let me start?
I know, look, I tell you what, it's something that I absolutely adore, and people say to me all the time, what are you doing weddings, you should be over in Nashville, you should be doing this, you should be doing that, and I get that all the time, Seamus, that's been honest, but I just love what I do. I love the fact that I can, have a decent kind of living here in Ireland, and just, perform a wedding, perform a concert, and things have every week or so every year something seems to be happening in a positive way for me. So I'm very, very happy, very grateful to everybody, and to my career at the moment. Like, obviously at the moment, and I'm sure we'll talk about that in a while. Everything is a bit skew, but having said that, before 2020, things have been really, really good.
Which we all need a break, I suppose, sometime, as Christy Moore said, climb a mountain or jump in a lake or something. Yeah. But of course, you've been releasing a lot of solo singles then. Now when we say then, your latest one is actually called Then. And I'll be playing that just in a little while there. And of course, Sean Deenan has just sent in a message there to say that the Old Rugged Cross, you've done a wonderful version of that, which I have played a number of times here on the station as well.
That's Seamus, that song has been just unbelievable. I brought that song out a couple of weeks before Easter, and it just flew for me. I think the last time I checked, there's been 1.8 million views on it on Facebook, and then other big Nashville pages and some gospel pages from all over the world have shared it as well. So I think there's well over nearly heading for 5 views on it, which is absolutely incredible. It's absolutely, but I think it was the timing was right. It's obviously a very, 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 very special song to me, because I've always sang it at, I've sang it at funerals, I've sang it in church, I've sang it everywhere, and we just let's put this together and let's release a version of the Old Rugged Cross, because again, it's something that I'm working on at the moment. Seamus, is a new show called Songs of Inspiration. So it's very much songs. It is what it says in the tin, I suppose. Songs of Inspiration. So we're hoping to kind of put a little tour together of all that kind of music. That'll be uplifting for everybody. And that was the plan before before the great lockdown. So
Yeah.
we'll have to
Songs of desperation came out more so
again.
then.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, no, sure. This, the C word that will not be mentioned. We won't.
Yeah.
We won't go into that. We won't. But yeah, no. You've also, of course, spanned out or joined up with a number of other very talented musicians and artists, and Take It to the Limit band. It's it's sort of the Eagles tribute.
That's right, Seamus. And that's just grown. I think you could say grown legs, but it's grown wings. You know, it really has, and it's soared. Like we kind of put the idea together for. Every month the Sheeran family band, and anyone that's into the country music would know the lads. You know, we put a show together every month in Ballymatton.
Yeah.
And they always bring in a kind of an artist like myself, Matt Levy, Johnny Brady, Nathan Carter, everybody, all the guys, Mike Denver, everybody has done that show with them, you know, just to come in and sing a few songs with the lads, and it's all American country. And then they had a few requests to do maybe a night of celebration for the Eagles. So the lads said, well, look, let's bring in myself, Johnny Brady, and a fantastic singer called Nigel Connell. So the three of us got together, we did a few rehearsals, and I'm not just saying it, but the night... You know, the very first rehearsal we had, we said, "Jesus, lads, there's something very special about this," you know. And we decided to develop it, and just something on the night in Ballymatton, something special happened. You know, it was our very first gig, and the place was packed, and just people wanted more. So we said we'd put a couple of dates together, and they all sold out. You know, and to be honest with you, it wasn't something we were planning, James, and that's, you know. It's easy for me to say that now, but it wasn't. You know, it was seriously. We said let's just go into this together as a team. Put the show together, and shows will start selling out all over the place, you know. So we've been very, very lucky again. You know, we were in the middle of a kind of a sellout tour when we had to knock the things on the head, you know, just at spring, you know. But again, we're hoping to get back at that again, you know. So it's been really, really good, Seamus. Absolutely.
Now, when you mentioned that, you're actually. When all's said and done, you're really getting into a sort of an Eagles American laid-back sort of a thing, because if I'm not mistaken, you're going to have, I can't remember it ever happening before, but you're going to have a drive-in concert.
Yeah, look, you know, you can't keep us down, Seamus, you know. The lads, you know, we're trying to, you know, because I know every singer in the country, every artist in the country, every person that's involved in the arts in the country is suffering at the moment, you know. So, you know, because there's absolutely nothing going on. It's zilch, you know. And I know there's plenty of people looking for a day out, they're looking for a night out, and just unfortunately, it's not going to happen for the foreseeable future, I think, you know. So, you know, the guys are putting together a show in Kilbeggan, and it's calling the drive-in movies, you know, and they have a huge acreage. They're just opposite the Kilbeggan racecourse, actually, in Kilbeggan, and massive space there, and they're going to be putting on a few drive-in movies, you know. And then the organisers said, what about you guys? Would you be interested in doing a live show here, and have a drive-in concert? So we said, wow. So we're just working on everything at the moment, but everything seems to be very, very positive, and it is going to happen, and it's happening on July the 4th. So I think it's a great date as well, as you said, you know, it's very Americanized and whatever, and we're kind of hoping to sell it out, hopefully. You know, at the moment things are really, really going well. Tickets are flying. Everybody just wants to get out for a night out, Shams, even if they have to stay in the car, you know.
And that is, of course, the way it's going to be worked. You're going to be sitting in your car, and you don't have to leave the car.
No, that's it. Yeah, like it is. It's like the drive-in movies from years ago. You know, obviously there'll be a PA system set up, but everybody will have a frequency as well. So you'll actually be able to pick up our live frequency in your car as well. You know, so it's going to work. It's going to be really, really exciting. You know, it's the first. As I said, it's the first of its kind. I've never heard of it anyway, but I'm sure maybe years ago. I'm not sure, but this is certainly the first of its kind in these times. You know, so I think it's a novel idea, and you know, the amount of people that are coming forward, artists, fans, you know, just saying, you know, well done for kind of thinking outside the box and giving us a day out. You know, so look, all I say, people don't have to be worried coming along to the show, because you know, there's restrictions been moved all the time for, you know, as in I think at that stage it'll be over 20-kilometre radius or whatever. But you know, we have a huge base here in the Midlands anyway to start off with champs, you know. So, but yeah, the big thing is people's, you know, the safety is very, very important. And as I said, you don't even have to get out of the car, and there will be toilet facilities and all the rest as well. So that's something that they're very, very aware of. And you know, if nobody has anything to worry about, that's all I'd say, you know.
Yeah, because that was something that was said to me, like, was how were, you know, toilet facilities and all that. I was presuming that people weren't going to be bringing jam jars or anything with them.
Luke said bottles. Yeah, I know. Look. No, look, all that is sorted. And to be fair, as I said, I think they're putting on 3 or 4 big movie nights before our concert. So I'm sure there'll be a bit of trial and error as well, but they're very, very confident, you know, that they've run something similar to this before, so they know exactly what they're at, you know. So as I said, there's nothing to worry about, you know. And
of course, then, as you were saying, with the fact that you'll have a live feed on the radio, it means then that even if it happens to get a little bit wet or anything on the night, that they can just wind up the windows and just
wind up the window and watch us getting wet on the stage, you know.
Yeah, sure. As the fellow says, maybe you could do it a wash anyway, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
But by the way, Nicola Arnold has sent me in a message there to say that On the Other Side, your version of it is one of the best she's ever heard so far.
Thanks very much, Nicola. You know, and again, that song, you know, that's all part of the new show we're putting together, Songs Inspiration, you know, the new concert concept that we have. So, you know, we did decide to record a few songs that would really hit home with people, you know, and people that can resonate with, you know, and that's a very, very special song. It's actually had a lovely message from the writer of the song, Jimmy Fortune. Sent me an Instagram message a couple of weeks ago just to say well done. He loved what we did with his song, and you know, so it's always lovely to hear the songwriter of the song, you know. So,
yeah.
But thanks very much, Nicola. That means a lot because I know, look, it's a very, very special song, and I know people, many people from all over the world have kind of got in touch with me over the last couple of weeks with that as well. That they've found a lot of solace with it, you know. So it means a lot to me.
Yeah, no, I don't know. It's like, especially as you say, when the person that wrote the song actually comes back to you, and then as you say, the fans, like, I mean, people that listen in and, I mean, go to concerts or listening to radio stations or whatever, if they happen to take a liking to a certain song that or your version of a certain song is, it means a lot. It means
like that means the world, you know what I mean? Because I've had people, you know, I've recorded songs, like I recorded songs that Phil Coulter wrote. I've recorded songs that you know, many different artists like Charlie McGetting and all these guys. And, you know, when you get a message then from the songwriter after saying, well done, that they love what you've done with their song, you know, it just means, you know, it does mean an awful lot, you know, and because I know, you know, you don't want to be messing with people's songs either. Like, you know, I know when they're out there you can do pretty much anything with them, but you like to give them the respect they deserve, you know. And I think that happened really, you know, last year when I recorded a song called The Tipperary Waltz, and I did it with Patrick Bergin, the songwriter of the song, you know, the great Irish actor. And when he came down to the studio to listen to it, he just turned around to me and shook my hand and said, well done, son. You know, kind of, so I was expecting him to stab me because he's one of these kind of villains in all these movies, you know, so you don't know what to expect, but he was really, he was delighted with what I'd done as well. So, look, that all means so much, you know, when the songwriters give you a bit of kudos. It's lovely.
Yeah, Patrick Bergin, was Sleeping with the Enemy, wasn't it, with Julia Roberts?
That's right, yeah. So I didn't know what to expect, you know.
You're kind of half afraid to go to sleep, I'd say, anyway.
yeah, well, I had to fix the towels in the bathroom after that, you know, but apart from that...
Well, now, actually, I tell you, I'm just going to, because there's a number of people after wanting to wish you, send on good wishes to you, and as I was saying there, Sean Deanahan, anyway, and he is...
Sean is a great guy. I want to say hello to Sean, because he's, you know, no matter what you do, Sean is, he's just one of the, you know, he's a young lad, and he's just so into his country music, and he's just a great follower, but a great guy, and, you know, always there, no matter what happens, Sean is there, and he's just, I can't say enough about him. He's just a lovely lad, and he loves his country music, and I'm delighted that he's tuned in tonight. So, Sean, thanks for everything, and I know he listens into all the the country music stations as well, and I know we all appreciate it. So.
Well, I'd have to pass on my appreciation to Sean as well, because there's different times Sean has contacted me and said, have you got so-and-so's song? And he actually puts it in place for me. If I haven't got it, he's able to. So fair play to you, Sean, and thanks a million.
Sean knows people in high places. That's all I'll say.
He's kind of the opposite to Garth Brooks. Actually, we may call him sort of Sean Garth Brooks Deanahan, or Sean as he goes back home. And now, and of course, Sean has an anti-Breda coffee as well.
Oh, you know what, Breda? What can I say about Breda? Breda's a huge Michael English fan, and I'm trying to, Michael's number one, and I'm number two at the moment. So,
I was told now.
I'm trying to knock him off his pedestal, but no, not at the moment. But I have to say, Breda is, for me, she's a saint, She really is, because I've had a very difficult year personally, I suppose. The last couple of years, my mother had been sick and all the rest, and, Breda sent me every kind of novena and every hope there ever was. She's just an absolute gem, So I want to say hello to Breda myself personally as well tonight,
Breda be what you call good people now,
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely, and I really mean that as well. There's great people out there, and it's amazing. You don't know these people. Before when you get into the business, and then people start following you on Facebook, and just the cream always rises to the top. There's so many good people out there, and I've had such a great experience with my people that follow my music. I really mean that as well. They're the best people in the world.
And now I have Katie Murphy. Now, would you believe it, Katie, she had a birthday there recently, so would there be any chance you might just wish her a happy birthday, Simon?
Of course I will. Katie Murphy, very, very happy birthday, Katie, and if I ever meet you, I'll sing it to you personally.
There you are now. And of course,
I won't ask, because you can't ask what a lady's age is, but we can presume it's probably a special birthday for her. So very best of luck, Katie.
Well, she's a special girl anyway, so it's always going to be a special birthday for Katie. And of course, Mammy Teresa is listening in as well now, so you probably have to. Now, I tell you, if you were to blow out the candles on her cake, let's just say there'd be a lot of firemen kept busy, yourself. Sorry, Teresa, I'm going to suffer for this now, And by the way, Audrey Jacob is looking forward to that concert in Kilbeggan. She actually told me today she has the tickets got and all, and she's delighted with all the information that you've given about the Take It to the Limit.
Yeah, look, I think, in fairness, the thing about it is, James, you would never put, you'd never put anyone in danger. There's nobody going to put anyone in danger. You wouldn't put a concept of a concert like this if there was danger involved, So this is really safe. You drive in, you drive home. You know what I mean? So it's not. It really is. It's so safe, So there's absolutely nothing to worry about,
And of course, Michelle Orr and the hubby Bernard over there in Bedford in England listening in as well.
Hi guys.
Now, and Christine Whitmore, she's over there in England as well. Now, Christine will probably be looking for you to wash her windows. She's been on to me for a while now to wash her windows, and I've never gotten over, and with all the travel restrictions, I can't get over now.
I know.
Yeah, only for that, you and me.
I need my own windows washed too, because I only got them cleaned there a few weeks ago, and we had a huge, we had a huge kind of bog storm. I'm in the middle of the bog here, in County Offaly, so we had a big bog storm here, so all the windows are filthy. So I tell you, I'll be looking for Christine to come over here to do my windows.
And Nicola Arnold, as I say, was listening in. Of course, she has there's Ian, there's Aoife, there's Kaylee, and of course Sonny there as well. And they're all huge fans.
It's great to hear. It's great to be everyone tuning in tonight. It's fantastic,
And now, I'm sure you might know this man as well that's listening in. A gentleman called Sean Burke is listening in.
You know what? Sean is an absolute gem. Sean was we call him Father Sean. He was a priest here in Bore in Ballycumber County Offaly here for many, many years. And he's a great friend of mine, but a great friend of the family as well, So I wish him the very, very best. Father Sean used to call me Bono, instead of Bono. You know, he used to call me Bono. He used to I want to thank Simon, or we call him Bono here, for singing at the ceremony tonight. So.
Bono. And of course, his younger sister Maureen there is listening in as well. Now, I'm not sure whether she'll call you Bono or Bono, like, I mean, or maybe she might just call you The Edge, I don't know.
God bless Maureen, that's all I say.
Say no more. We'll say no more. Private joke. Anyway.
All right.
Anyway, you know what? I'm going to let you go anywhere there, Simon, because as you say, those windows need washing. You know.
They do need washing. And come here. Look, I just want to thank yourself. I want to thank the Irish Country Music Radio. It's been a huge support to me over the years. You know, Pat Garrett and all the gang there. I want to thank everybody for always looking out for me. You know, whenever I bring out a new single, I know I have your, you have my back and all the rest. So
definitely.
It's great to know, and thanks so much for everything, Sam.
Oh, and a quick hello there to Paul Griffin as well. Paul is listening in as well. And
how you doing, Paul? Thanks very much.
But anyway, I'm going to cut you loose there, and I can hear the tap being turned on there, and if you have the bucket of water and the suds and all going.
Just look for a couple of cans of Diet Coke now, that's all, you know.
Oh, Jesus. Will we be seeing the shirt coming off and like the Diet Coke ad, yeah.
All right, that's it.
We'll say no more. Anyway, Simon, thanks a million for dropping by and having a chat with us. And hold on there, just want to check there and see I've just gotten the message there. I won't say what it was. We'll discuss it in private. But anyway, thanks a million, Simon. And this is one of Simon's here, but going to love you and leave you and let you off there. And this is
thanks
Simon.
So much, Seamus.
Yeah, thanks a million, Simon. Great to have you on, and always look forward to having an out chat with you. So it's great to have a chat on the radio with you as well.
Thanks so much, Seamus. Enjoy the summer. Enjoy the beautiful sunny cloudy.
Lovely, thank you. And here's Simon's new one, a song called Then.
I remember trying not to stare the night that I first met you.
Bringing you the best in country and Irish music. This is your station, irishcountrymusicradio.com.